Hello, Excessive here. Welcome to another Diablo 4 build guide. This time, we're tackling the Druid. Let's get into it. Now, the first generator skill, or basic skill, I'm going to opt in for Storm Strike. They all do similar damage, but Storm Strike is a AoE attack, so it hit multiple targets, and it also gives you a 25% damage reduction for 3 seconds after dealing damage with Storm Strike. Just the basic attack skill. That's pretty good, especially for Druid, since a Druid is a little more slow started than most of the classes. So we start with Storm Strike, then we take Enhanced, then we take Shred. Shred is actually a very underrated skill. It gives you great mobility when you attack from mob to mob, as the first attack dashes toward the next enemy, and you can get an aspect for it right in the first act. So starting out, Shred is probably the best option. So we're taking Shred, Enhanced Shred, and Raging Shred, so we poison everything we attack. Then we take Fear Storm, so we get vulnerable, 50% chance. And then we take Earthen Bulwark to give us some defensive ability. Then we max out Shred, and then we take Poison Creeper. This is our AoE ability. It passively poisons enemies around you every 7 seconds. And activate it, everything around it just get immobilized and heavily poisoned, and yeah, it does pretty good damage, especially early game. Then we take Heart of the Wild to increase the spirit a little bit, but basically we want it because to unlock the skills below it. Abundance, and then Enhanced Earthen Bulwark to make us unstoppable, and Preserving to give us Fortify. And then an extremely good skill. It can save you from a grim fate. I mean, let's say you're cornered, you have no way of getting out, and you're about to die unless something happens. Trample makes you unstoppable, and you charge straight through whatever's in front of you and knocks everything back and stuns them if they get knocked back into an object. So it's a really good skill, especially for movement. And then we take Enhanced, so Trample deals 150% bonus damage, although it reduced by 50 for each enemy hit, but it's still initial very nice damage bonus. And then, as this is a leveling build, I'd say that using it gives you 20 spirit is the better option. Late game, Natural Trample is probably better since it gives you 20% base life as Fortify. As you progress through the game and you notice you have enough spirit and you could use the Fortify more, just switch it. But for now, let's take Spirit. So it gives you a spirit generation whenever you use it, which is really good. And then we take Neurotoxin and Venom. So basically, since when we hit something with Shred, it gets poisoned. And if we crit, it's a 30% critical damage increase. So that's pretty good. And Venom. Then we take Lacerate. You might not have seen this yet, but the latest data mine I found out that they actually buffed Lacerate quite a bit. They buffed it from 10 attack 10 times to 12, and they increased the damage from 400% to 500%. So it's quite a bit of damage increase there. So they just buffed this build, and we're taking it. So the Lacerate, Prime Lacerate, and Supreme Lacerate. Basically, it guarantees a critical strike and deals 150% multiplied increased damage. And with the 500% damage increase, that is a huge damage. Okay. Next, I just need to find where I was. There, Supreme Master. Wild Impulses. I believe that's up here. Yes. And then Enhanced Poison Creeper and Ferocious Poison Creeper. And then 2 points in Abundance and 2 points in Wild Impulses. And now we take Lupin Ferocity. Basically, every 6th werewolf skill hits a critical strike and deals 60% multiplied increased damage. Since our main attack is werewolf and our ultimate is werewolf, this is the best option for us, definitely. Okay, and then we take Predatory Instinct. Now, I just need to remember where that is. It's up here. And we take 3 points. Critical strike against close and critical strike chance against close enemies is increased by 6%. It's always nice to get extra crit. And then we take Toxic Claw. I remember that's down here. 3 points. Quick Shift and Natural Fortitude. Every time you shapeshift, you gain Fortify for 5% of your base life. And since Lacerate shapeshift, Trample shapeshift, and when you use Storm Strike, you shapeshift into human, and then Tread shapeshifts again. So we shapeshifts quite a lot in this build, so we gain a lot of Fortify. And let's see, where is defensive posture? Let's see. Am I blind? Oh, right. It's down here. 3 points to increase, so we get more Fortify from all sources. And then we take 1 more point in Quick Shift and another point in Quick Shift. And then we get Neurotoxin, 2 points. And Digit Great Gate, that's a skill that's up here. You gain movement speed. Always nice to have more movement speed. And then we get Clarity, gain 6 spirit when transforming into human form. And since Poison Creeper activates and Storm Strike requires a human form, so we get some extra spirit. And then the last skill is Heightened Senses. And that is the build. Now, let's get into the aspects. All aspects are from the Codex, so everyone can get picked up from either a dungeon or just doing the campaign. Now, when it gets to gems, since we poison a lot, we go with amethysts. Armor, life, maximum life. Jewelry, skulls get extra armor. Always good to have extra armor. And let's see, our amulet core skills deal 20% increased damage when you, based on your amount of fortify. Since we have a lot of fortify in this build and we generate a lot of fortify, and we have it on the amulet, it's a 50% increase. So we basically constantly have a pretty good damage increase. And then after killing an enemy with Shred, your next wearable skill generates 20 to 30%, 20% more spirit, but what we want, what we're after is the 20% increase in damage. And since we do most damage with Shred, and then if we do our ultimate after we killed something, it's 20% increased on the ultimate, which is a huge increase since the base damage of the ultimate is huge. And then damaging a poison enemy with a Werebeast skill will instantly deal 120% of the poisoning damage and consume the poisoning. So if you attacked a lot of enemies and they're poisoned, and then you just do Trample, you will do a lot of damage when you run through them. On our helm, we have, when you have Fortify, your Earth skill gain 2 extra ranks. Basically, our Earth and Bulwark gets buffed up, and there isn't that many other aspects we can use that's from the Codex. Then when you shapeshift, when you use a shapeshifting skill that changes your form, you gain X amount of life. If you are at full life, you gain the same amount as Fortify. So we generate even more Fortify. Gloves, critical strike with Shred deal 20% of the damage dealt as lightning damage to the target and surrounding enemies. So basically, Shred now gets an AoE attack. The duration of Earth and Bulwark is increased by 6 seconds, and in addition, killing an enemy with Earth skill replenish X of your active Earth and Bulwark barrier. Unfortunately, we don't really have any earthen attack skills, but I will get to a point when it can be pretty useful. And the last one is becoming inured with crowd control grants you unstoppable for 4 seconds. After this effect has about 40 to 20 seconds cooldown. Since the Codex, it's 40 seconds. Now, that is the build, the entirely of it. But down in the description, I will leave a link to this build and a build document. In that document, you will also find, if you find this build as you level up toward the end game getting a little too difficult or getting too hard to kill and want to try something different, you can switch to Pulverize, because in Act 5, you get the aspect that's needed to make Pulverize really good. And in this document, we'll also tell you what other aspects you can pick up to make it become viable, and it also instructs you what points to switch in the skill tree. Oh, almost forgot. The spirit boons, we go with Wariness, 10% reduced damage from elites, gain 5% increased critical strike chance, 30% critical strike damage increase, Fortify for 10% of your maximum life when you use a defensive skill, and critical strike with shapeshifting skills heals you for 3% of your maximum life. That. And now I didn't miss anything now. So if you find it helpful, leave a like. If there's anything I missed, or if you want to ask something, just leave a comment down below. And I thank you for watching. Hope you see you next time.